channel. This is Pokemart TCG, aka the Gamesman guys, back at it with another awesome video. What's going on, my dudes, my guys, my girls, my Pokemart family? Alright guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another video here in the studio. And got another hot one for you guys. Got another hot one. Surging Sparks, prismatic evolutions, prices getting insanely out of control, and who's at fault? It's not clickbait, but it's here just to talk about, guys. We're here to talk about, have some video where we're going to go over. We're going to post up some video here for you guys to take a listen to. And we're going to go deep diving into it. Like, who can we put at fault for this? And why is it that things are the way they are? Is it being manipulated? Are content creators the sole responsibility? Is it the investors? Guys, there's a lot going on in the market. And I want to give you my kind of insight on what I seen. So, before we got to Surging Sparks, before we got to where the market is here, you know, I work at Walmart, so I see things going on in the store, like prices always changing, the economy, right? People getting laid off from work, people still working at home. A lot of people still are working from home, people still doing things at home, have not returned to work. Certain things are still short printed to an extent. There are still some things short printed. You know, Pokemon in general has gained more popularity, you know, over the years, right? And people get in, people get out of the market, people sell. And you have investors, you have collectors, you have people who play the TCG game, right? You have your people who sell on Amazon, you have your people who sell on eBay, you have your people that sell on Mercari, Facebook Marketplace, you have your TikTokers, you have your drip sellers, you have your whatnot, rip and shippers, you have your people on YouTube with the rip and ships, right? You have your average or everyday person who goes into Walmart, Target, buy a bunch of products, sell it online or on Facebook Marketplace, vice versa, eBay and all of that, right? And then you have your mom and pops. You have the Pokemon themselves own vending machines that are, they're getting more and more of these vending machines with product that the Pokemon company themselves are stocking, right? They're stocking the product at MSRP prices with booster boxes, ETBs, sleeve packs, all kinds of stuff going into vending machines by the Pokemon company. And they're springing up all over. So we got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of product being pumped into the market in all different venues. First, people who are reselling, the scalpers, right? The scalpers, the distributors that get product from Pokemon. You have the Pokemon Center stores in United Kingdom, right? And you have the ones in US. And, you know, and then you have the Pokemon vending machines, right? Then you have Collecticons and all the people with distributions where they get product at MSR, you know, they get product at wholesale, but yet they still go to Walmarts and Targets. They buy even more product to take back to their store to resell. Yes, there are stores that buy stuff. They have their own MSR, they have their own distributors, but yet that's not enough. They will still go to Walmart's, Targets, Sam's Club, Costco's, buy a hell of a lot of product, bring it back to their store, and reprice it, gouge out the price from regular price from what they paid of $37 for like these 151s, came out at $39 or 30 something at Costco, and resell them for $100 or whatever at their store, right? So huge markups on this stuff. Remember the Charizard box? Do you guys remember the Charizard UPC? I'm just throwing some insights back with you guys back when the Charizard UPC came out. They did pre-orders on that. Hopefully you guys remember that because it's a good standpoint. People bought those Charizard premium collection boxes with the 3 Charizard promos in there. And it was a content creators saying, hey, there's graded plays, there's packs in there, it's a great deal, but I wouldn't buy it at 120, wait for it to go lower because they're all over the place, right? And they told you to wait till it gets lower. And what happened? It went down to as low as $70 to $75 for the Charizard UPC. No one was buying it at Barnes & Nobles or Walmart, Target. They waited to get the price at the lower price. Then they bought a bunch of them. They cracked them and bought the promos, sold the promos higher in PSA graded format. And then a lot of people fell into a trap, right? That was baited and set up, right? It was baited and set up, where they paid $300 something on TCG Player for the Charizard box, and then it dropped, the bottom fell out of it, and the price went all the way down to $70 something. You can buy them for quite a bit, quite a few months. You can buy the Charizard UPCs, all right, for $70 on the open market, and then break the promos out and grade them. Because they pumped out so many of the Charizard UPCs, there was plentiful until they dried up. All right? Keep your eyes on your peels on just the Charizard UPC in this conversation, because it brings up some interesting points. Where that was pumped out at 120 from the gate before it even came out. People bought into it at higher than MSRP, and those same people lost a lot of money. Where just from distributors raised the price to LGSs that then raised the price based on market price on what was going on eBay, TCG Player. Okay? Kind of puts into play with Surging Sparks. All right? Where Surging Sparks is rumored to be short printed. All right? Whether it is or whether it's not, we're going to listen to some video regarding this and make up our own minds if it's short printed. But I want to give you some insight, guys. And you can take the facts for whatever. When a product comes out from Pokemon, it comes out at that one price, right? To distributors, right? It comes out at the same price, whatever it is. The price changed from Sword and Shield to Scarlet Violet, right? If I'm not mistaken, right? Sword and Shield was at one price, and then the new MSRP started with Scarlet Violet, right? To distributors. So from Pokemon Company, distributors could buy all the Sword and Shield product they want at one price. But when it came to Scarlet Violet, there was a new MSRP price set, right? For Scarlet Violet, right? So that was the only time that the price did change, was when it came to Scarlet Violet error stuff, right? Just making myself clear on that. The price for Pokemon products only went up for Scarlet and Violet error, right? But it didn't go up to crazy amounts, right? It always was at that floor price from Pokemon to the distributor, and distributors then pass on that floor price savings that the distributor got from buying volumes. They saved it and passed on a savings to the LGSs, right? At the same price. And in a normal market where Pokemon cards are plentiful, right? Where they were plentiful on the market, plentiful, right? And to some extent, it's still plentiful, right? You can still go to certain Walmarts and Targets based on your area, because you can go to the United Kingdom and find product, right? It didn't hit until it doesn't change. Prices don't go up until after they sell out, like in United Kingdom first, and then it hits United States. When ours sell out, then the prices start to escalate, right? So it takes for one market, one sale of product to go up or get out of print out of one location in another area that's not in US, and then once it goes out of stock on our website, then it hits a new market price, right? But the total price, here is what I'm saying. The initial price from Pokemon Company to the distributor hasn't changed except for Scarlet Violet. So, if you take Surging Sparks, rumored to be short printed, just like Silver Tempest was rumored to be short printed, right? It was rumored to be short printed. Silver Tempest was rumored to be short printed, and less of that product. There was people out here pumping a short Silver Tempest is going to be short. It was a short printed set. But what happened? Silver Tempest started coming out. ETBs were around, products around, and it was still in stock on Pokemon Center. What happened to that? Silver Tempest was still in stock, but it was rumored that it was a short printed set. All right, but here it is. Surging Sparks, the price from where Pokemon charged the distributor has not changed. So, what happened and what's going on, right? So, the FOMO falls in for people, which causes the market to say, all right, well, everybody's FOMO in, they're willing to pay any price they want to pay. Right? So people collapsed. People give in. You start giving in. You throw in a towel and say, what the hell? I'm going to pay the X amount of price for this because I got to have it. It's short printed. I'm going to get it. You're giving power to the distributors to raise costs and giving power to the LGSs to raise the price too for other consumers that aren't FOMOing in, that want to go to their stores and pick it up at regular price that other boxes of Scarlet Violet came out. Surging Sparks is not a specialty set, guys. Not a specialty set. And if rumor holds true to what Pokemon does, it's the wave system. But the wave system for Pokemon, from what I gathered, guys, is Pokemon did not consider the bull market and what it is, the bear market that we're in. All right, the demand for more product, they didn't take that into conception with when they printed. So they did not print enough of Surging Sparks right now. This is what I'm getting, right? There's not enough Surging Sparks out right now. But Pokemon, let's go back onto some words that Pokemon came out, right? Pokemon did say, right? This is their own words, right? They said they are not afraid to print to demand or to print in wave cycles or to print any amount of product, right? They're not afraid to go back and print product. So, with that said, being that other people are pumping, oh, Pokemon is too busy printing prismatic evolutions. Pokemon is too busy printing the next set. That's the Here Comes Team Rocket set. But we're getting a set before that anyway, right? We're getting something that comes out before Team Rocket. So, you know, it doesn't matter. But it's not going to stop Pokemon from printing up what's in demand. If you go back and you look at the history of products, right? Pokemon always go back and reprints some stuff. Could some products be exempt from a reprint? Absolutely. Absolutely. Some products can be may not get a reprint because they're so far in between the gap that they won't be able to, by the time they do get back to print, it's already out of rotation or it's too far gone, right? So there may be some sets that may not get a reprint, right? We know for sure that Sword and Shield era products is probably exempt from reprints, except for, we have to say except for Brilliant Stars. Brilliant Star is still classified in the F block, right? So it's still in rotation. Technically, Brilliant Star is still in rotation. It's the last of the Sword and Shields to be casted out of the, into the out of print, right? So Brilliant Stars is still in rotation. It's classified in the F block, not the D block that all rotated out. So that may not happen till this year. Brilliant Stars may be done, right? But all of Scarlet Violet can be printed for whatever, another year or so. Will it? All right. So I'm gonna bring up the video. I'm gonna shout out a guy as soon as we get the video up. We'll get it running, guys. This is listen. This talk is coming from his podcast. He's been in business for 4 years. He owns a card shop. All right. This is talk from his distributor on what happened, what's going on, and you're going to hear some numbers from his distributor, what Pokemart allocated him for Surging Sparks, and what his allocation was for Stellar. And I'm going to tell you, Surging Sparks, yes, for its initial run, it was short printed, just like Silver Tempest was, right? Was rumors short printed. But will it stop Pokemon from reprinting? And by the time they reprint, will it be too late? Listen to the video, and then we'll go back into more talk. All right, so let me get this over, and we'll get this up, and we're going to go and listen to this guy's video right here. And I'm going to pull it right on up. You guys can listen to it. Sorry, I'm kicking the camera all around, but I want to. Hey, bring facts to facts so you guys can be informed. All right, so let me make sure I got the volume all the way up. All right, listen to the video. Listen to the video. This is from Pokey Snip. Oh, what happened here? I don't know what happened there, but now the video... All right, let me get it back on. Had it set to go, but now we're not... Now we don't have it. Come on. All right, here we go.
There's a lot of misinformation out there, and this is information directly from distributors that we've talked to. This particular distributor told me the exact numbers of how many Stellar Crown versus Surging Sparks they got. And he told me about the meeting with Pokemon and the big distributors. Pokemon, they decided to print less of Surging Sparks, not anticipating this bull market. And in the future...
Oh boy, hold on, let's get this out of here.
All right. Welcome back to episode 7 of Poke SMP podcast. It's been a while, but we are finally...
Let me get it back to this.
Maybe $200 for the ET.
Let me get it back to the Surging Sparks.
Just like what Hidden Fates went through in 2022 and 2023. It's now just starting to see another growth. Graphs. So I do think for 151, if somebody wants to...
Let me find where it's at.
You know, trust. Like,
we bought a bunch, and listen to reprint, then yeah, that would be the team up of this generation. But
I had it on there set for where it was, so I'm trying to get it back to...
Buy it at 140, 100...
All right, let me see if this is it here.
It does look like a strong set. The Lotties are gorgeous. Pikachu, everyone loves Pikachu. It wasn't like a one-card set like the Voltage, where most people just wanted the Rainbow Pikachu, although I love the Maze.
And just wait and be patient and hop on that train when it's cheap.
Yeah, and wait for the February set. Not the
Let me
set,
see if this is where we're at, guys.
Because I'm pretty sure you can get those at MSRP. It's going to be pretty available. I know people that are seal collectors want to collect only the ETBs and UPCs, but if you're talking about like price per pack, buy the collection boxes for sure, because those ones you can rip for like $4 or $5 a pack again. That's an opportunity that you can wait for, and I suspect by February, people are going to be so preoccupied with prismatic evolutions and surging sparks still that people are going to be less inclined to spend all their money on 151 like they did in the last couple of months.
Yeah. Well, speaking of surging sparks has been a crazy high demand set, because I just see a lot of people making videos and contents about surging sparks going out of stock, and the prices are, increasing. The demand is just through the roof, and So what do you think about the pre-order box being at literally MSRP right now?
So I think this is something that people think it's never happened before, but it did happen around 2020, 2021. I remember very vividly, no pun intended.
Are you going to I knew you were.
But, because that was the beginning of CJ and I's shop. This was like end of 2020, I think. I remember we got an allocation of one booster box for Vivid Voltage.
From your distributor?
Yeah, from our distributor.
One booster box?
We're like, what?
One case or one booster box?
No, one booster box. This is crazy. During the pandemic, right? So I remember, I was just like everybody else on the internet. I thought distribution is a magical place where there's infinite amount of product for wholesale for retail shops to buy. That was not the case. So when I was talking to our distributor, I was like, hey, we got the shop now, right? Brick and mortar location, like you mentioned.
Right.
How many cases of Vivid Voltage are we going to get? He's like, not that much. So in my head, I was like, not that much, like 4 or 5 cases? Like, what are you talking about? He's like, looked at my numbers, you're getting 1. I was like, damn, you're only giving me 1 case? That's crazy. How's that going to work? We're going to rip 1 case in one night. He's like, no. Not giving you 1 case. 1 booster.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I was like,
okay,
that's crazy.
I gotta ask, how much did they charge you for that 1 booster box? 1 measly booster box?
1 booster box for Vivid Voltage. I still have the invoice and receipts to prove this. So for that 1 booster box, we did get it at wholesale, which is, I think at the time, $95 USD or so. But the crazy thing is, 2 months after release, I don't know if you remember this, Vivid Voltage went way up. So we bought 6 booster box cases because we had no product left from distribution at 268 Canadian, which is at the time just over 200 USD from distribution for Vivid Voltage. Right? It's still at like what, 150 now. We paid 200 a box from distribution. I'll find the invoice and I'll send it to you so you can overlay it. But
200
that's how
for Vivid Voltage from a distributor?
Yeah.
That is right. Some crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, I'll show my receipts. I'll find that invoice and I'll send it to you. That's the crazy part. So this has happened before, but what happened to Vivid Voltage? They reprinted that set like crazy, and it stayed well below MSRP for the longest time. But I'm not saying Surging Sparks is like that, because it does look like a strong set. The Lotties are gorgeous. Pikachu, everyone loves Pikachu. It wasn't like a 1 card set like the Voltage where most people just wanted the Rainbow Pikachu, although I love the Amazing Rares myself.
Yeah. But
again,
it was like 2 in every box, and it was only 6 total.
It's too easy to pull, yeah.
Too easy, yeah.
So I do think Surging Sparks is going to be very in demand because of the printing situation, and there's a lot of misinformation out there. The reason why I wanted to talk about this is because we've owned a shop for more than 4 years, almost 5 years now.
Yeah.
And this is information directly from distributors that we've talked to.
Yeah.
And the distributors told us that, well, this particular distributor told me the exact numbers of how many Stellar Crown versus Surging Sparks they got. So they got 7,000 boxes, booster boxes of Stellar Crown, and 2,800 of Surging Sparks.
Wow.
And he told me about the meeting with Pokemon and the big distributors or whatever. The sales for 2024 was down like 40% compared to previous years. So Pokemon ramped down the printing cycle and the numbers. They wanted to print less because they want to print to demand, right? There's a reason why Scarlet Violet era boxes are well below MSRP. If you don't know, MSRP is actually 161, and most of the boxes until recently have been selling for like in the low 100s. And I know some sets was below 100 at one point. So Pokemon, they decided to print less of Surging Sparks, not anticipating this bull market. And in the future, I don't think in the next 6 months they will be reprinting a lot of Surging Sparks because they've now ramped up the printers to print a lot of prismatic evolutions in the upcoming Team Rocket set. So I feel like the printers are going to be busy printing those sets because there's so much demand for them that Surging Sparks won't be reprinted until, well, maybe smaller quantities, but there won't be a heavy reprint of Surging Sparks until at the end of 2025. That is my guess. Obviously, this part is not confirmed, but what is confirmed is the set is being short printed. The allocations did go down for 50%. A lot of people deny that. I don't know why. It's absolutely the truth. That is the driving force of the pre-sales going up to $133 on TCG Player.
Yeah.
The print run is a lot lower, and shops are selling out. Like, you can't keep this in stock. Like, most shops that are getting more stock, they're not buying it at wholesale anymore. They're buying it at like a discounted market price that's above wholesale to fulfill orders and to meet demand. Like, we get more Surging Sparks. It's not going to be at the $100 wholesale price that Canadian shops get it for. We're probably going to get it like $125, $130, $135. Like, that ship has sailed. So you can't be sitting around if you want this set and thinking, hey, like, I'm just going to wait for it to go down to 115 again, which is like kind of what we charge for pre-orders. Even for this set, we charge people $112 USD a box for pre-orders, and then we realized we sold out all of it like in a day, and we're like, okay, we can't put any more because we don't know how much more product we're gonna get. Our numbers was abysmal. Like, when we got it, like, we had like 40 boxes from one distributor, and we sold out all of it, and the other distributor said, oh, your stuff is gonna be delayed, you gotta pay a little bit more. So we're like, hey, we're just not gonna put out any more pre-orders. So if you want to open the set, try and buy it at around MSRP, but don't go crazy with it because there is no way they're not going to reprint this unless this turns into like a team-up situation, which is they had 2 print runs scheduled, but then they canceled the other one to print Hidden Fates and never got back to printing it, which is why team-up is one of the rarest boxes in modern Pokemon. But unless
that could happen. That is a scary thing that could happen.
That could happen. But I'm thinking they're not going to let it happen. But if it does happen, then yeah, for the people that bought a bunch of Surging Sparks, I mean, good for you.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be like this forever just because I'm looking at the overall strength of the set. It's a good set, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's like a team-up or an Evolving Skies. Prismatic Evolutions is going to be, I think, the equivalent to Evolving Skies of Scarlet Violet, even though it's a specialty set. But yeah, I mean, what I'm trying to say is the print run is very short for 2024, and don't expect the price to get any better until they do a massive reprint, which I don't think they have the capability or the capacity to do until well into 2025, if not 2026. So if they end up just never printing the set again, the prices are never going to come down. It's just unfortunate.
So,
that's just where it is.
What is your prediction on how high this box will go?
Well, I know Rudy said it's going to be a $250 to $300 box within 3 months.
$200 box, yeah.
It is heading, I think 200 it will hit for sure. So if you can buy it at $140, $150, I think you should buy it now. But again, if you're buying it at $200 and $250 to speculate, I don't think that's a good idea, because I think it's going to hit that point. It's going to stay there for a while, and if there is a massive reprint like Vivid Voltage, you're going to get caught holding the bag, just like a lot of Vivid Voltage investors did. So I would say buy it at anything below MSRP, which is anything below 160. Buy as much as you want to hold and open with the money that you're okay with losing. Yeah. Don't go crazy and max out your credit card and buy certain sparks. But yeah, the thing is, it is short printed. So unless there is a reprint, I don't see there's any scenario where this set goes below MSRP at this point. It's impossible. Yeah. People love Pikachu.
All right, I'm just going to stop there.
Have you heard about Ryoko Pro? This is the cutting-edge portable Wi-Fi hot.
Let me turn that off. I'm going to get the camera back over here to where I'm at. I don't want to make the video too long, like drawn out, guys, so let's get that back. Just going to move it up this way. Try to get back this video back to normalized here to where we're at. I don't want to be here all day, so because the day end up going flying by, and I have the all right, so there we go. There we go. Good. So you heard it from, shout out to Pokesnip for that video. Give him the credit for the video. Like I said, I'm going to give credit to where credit is due. All right. He's speaking from what he got from a distributor. Distributor gave him numbers that, yes, they had larger numbers. The distributor had larger number of Stellar Crown than Surging Sparks, and that Surging Sparks is or has been short printed. Therefore, the reasoning behind why prices are going to where they are is because the product is short printed. All right, short printed on its initial run. That Pokemon did not anticipate the bull market that we're in and the demand that came with this bull market. All right, which is causing the prices to go astronomical because people are realizing, hey, this set is short printed. There's not going to be enough, and I want to get this because content creators pumped the set with the Pikachu and all the other cards in there. All right, so we as the content creators that pumped out videos talking about Surging Sparks. Oh, it's amazing. It's got the Pikachu and this and so we kind of like helped with that, right? With pumping out the information about the cards for Surging Spark, and then found out that the set was short printed. So once 2 and 2 got put together, distributors found out, yep, hey, well, set is short printed. Told LGS the set is short printed. If you want any of this stuff, hey, we might have to bundle in some stuff in here for you to get this. But then realizing that, right, prismatic, people started LGS started trying to figure out information about prismatic, right? And said, oh, well, prismatic could be the same thing. And then we got cards for prismatic, shown cards. Cards got somehow shown out. Maybe they were too early and didn't have to show them yet, but somehow they got out here. People saw them. They said, oh, my God, this set could be just like Surging Sparks. Going to be short printed, not going to be enough around. And so LGS is what? Start talking to the distributors, say, hey, I'm going to get pre-orders put up. Can we get numbers in? Can we order this? And then what happens? People start FOMOing in. Prices start going up on the product way before it even came out to the market. Stuff is getting blasted out there with prismatic now. And what could very well happen to surging, right, is the demand for surging could lose its spark. Could lose its spark, and people all shift. All interest shift to prismatic now. And then prices drop on surging. All right? And surging spark may remain short printed, right? Never get another influx of product because Pokemon says, well, you know what? Hey, glad we didn't fire up the printers to do surging sparks. Just leave it where it's at. Maybe we'll get back to it later on, but we got prismatic. People want this more. We're going to keep pumping this out. And since prismatic, guys, this is a holiday set. Versus surging sparks is not a holiday set. Surging sparks is not a holiday set. Prismatic is a holiday set. Where if you look at the history, of all the history behind all the specialty sets that came out before this. The Hidden Fates, the Generations didn't have as much as a print run, but let's say Hidden Fates, Shining Fates, right? What else? Shrouded Fable, right? They all have a print run, but I think the print runs on Shrouded Fable and Paldean Fates are less than Hidden Fates. Because there was a lot that came out, but it kind of like dried up now. It's not, I don't see it. It's not at Walmart, Target. The Paldean Fates, those big collection boxes, they're not around. I don't see them. They haven't been restocked. I see don't even see the 3-pack blisters, right? So specialty sets in general is what I'm saying. Get more of a print run. Some of them do have a history of reprint, right? Or heavy restock of more product being inflicted to the market. So these specialty sets seem to linger a lot more around and be more printed than a regular set. It looks to be that way because they are around longer. And look at 151. We're getting the Blue Waters or whatever that set is. Now that's been pumped out. That, even though these Costco boxes came out, right? There is going to be another Pokemon 151 Blooming Waters, right? Blooming Waters set that's coming out. Not a Costco. It's not a BJ's or Sam's Club special box. Is going to your normal retailer. Probably going to end up at Walmart's, Target's, and it's going to your. It's apparently in distribution. So the LGSs are going to be able to order this. All right, you're going to get 12 packs of 151. All right, and this could be the last 151 product. All right, now 151 is a phenomenal set, right? It's crazy. It's a crazy set. The demand for 151 was uncontrollable. People are sucking that product up left and right. Look what they did to Costco when, if you've seen videos out, people raided Costco for these tins. Destroyed a whole pallet. I've seen them. They went in like animals and destroyed a whole pallet just to get displays of these tins, right? So 151 is its own animal because it catered to the Kanto region, all the starters, Gen 1 starters, which brought back a lot of people back into Pokemon. People that left came back because they wanted to open this stuff to get that nostalgic feeling again, kind of like how Evolutions does, right? XY Evolutions. So people get that nostalgic feeling back. So 151, Blooming Waters. 151, that product, that Blooming Waters box, going to get sucked up. Going to get sucked up super fast because 151, you can't find it. I mean, it's hit or miss if you go to Walmart, Target to get it. But the blooming waters coming back out at $60 a box, it's going to get sucked up. And depending on how far into print run how heavy they print it, if it's really going to affect 151 price per pack, which in ripper chips are going for about $10, $11 a pack. Is it really going to do anything to 151 price? Probably not. Probably going to get sucked up. People are going to want it for the ripping ships. Those boxes are going to get broken down, and the initiation of those boxes is going to get absorbed very quickly because there's no product on the shelf for people to buy. No 151 out there for people to buy. So it's going to get bought up, purchased, and resold at higher than MSRP, for sure. All right, for sure. Well, 151 is another animal, but look how far it's being printed. Look at Crown Zenith. So, and then when we go back to prismatic, right, just so you guys don't FOMO in, because a lot of you guys are going to FOMO in and you're going to go to Walmart, Target, day of release is going to be right there on the shelf. You're going to say, oh, damn, why'd I pay X amount? And you got 9 months of this product coming out in mini tins, box sets, and all kinds of different products. It's going to be transported into, put out into the market in all these different sets over 9 months. And you're going to have time to pick up these products and find them on the open market. But prismatic is going astronomically crazy because people are thinking that they're not going to be able to find it, not going to be able to get it. And this set is not going to be a short printed set like Pokemon realizes that they screwed up with surging, right? They realized this, say, you know what? Oh boy, we screwed up. We didn't anticipate the bull market. We didn't anticipate the demand. So don't you think those printers are going to go heavy on prismatic? That they're going to have a lot of this product printed up for the initial 9 months of getting it out? So I just think that too much pump and dump with content creators. We're pumping this stuff to you, the viewers of our channel. And we do cause a form of FOMO because of the content that we put out, hyping up stuff, and then people get the fear that they're not going to be able to get it, they're not going to find it, they're just going to pre-order, and then we come out and say, hey, well, I think the best alternative to playing the waiting game, we buy when it first comes out and hold it. That's always been the play. You can buy and hold for long term anyway. But since it's getting pumped to pre-release, we're passing the torch, guys, to distributors and LGSs to raise prices. Is the end result to prices that you're going to overpay, or you're going to pay higher prices out the gate for product because of what happened with Surging Sparks. And it shouldn't hold true that for every set now until infinity, that now we have to pre-release it to get it. And here's my take. I'm not falling into it. I'm not buying early. I'm not FOMOing into it. If I miss out on a set, I miss out on a set, but I'm not FOMOing into it. If I just don't get it, I just don't get it. But I have been able to find product on its initial inception, pre-release, when it first comes out, I found it. And then weekly finding it. So I'll take my chances finding it. If there's an issue with a booster box, then I'll buy it on the secondary market at a price that I'm happy with paying, and I'll be happy with that price. The long term of holding the booster box of any modern Pokemon product is for long term. So no matter if you bought some high now, you still win at the end of the game if you hold out for those long term plays. When you do sell it at its 10-year tenure, 10-year tenure. All right, 10 years tenure of you holding it, right? When that price did shoot up and quadrupled 5, 6, 10 times your money, then on that booster box, then you sell it. As an investor, hold for the long term. Doesn't matter if you bought some at high, bought some at low, you just dollar for dollar cost average. But I'm telling you, don't FOMO in. Surging Sparks is probably going to be around, guys. It's going to take Pokemon Company some time to get its traction back, to get stuff back on the market. But what always comes around goes around. It ends up being printed, guys. You end up finding it. And I think MJ Holding and the Excel have a lot of product. From what I'm seeing at Walmart's with it coming in, I'm finding it. Every restock that I found Surging Sparks, guys. If all the ETBs were bought out, I found 3-pack blisters. If all the 3-pack blisters were sold out, I found sleeve packs. And if all the sleeve packs were sold out, I found checkout lane blisters. So Surging Sparks is around. Maybe not in the booster box format that everybody's pumping the investors. Oh, you got to go with the Surging Sparks booster boxes because it's $300. It's going to go to $600 by the end of the year, and 2026 is going to be $700. Get it now because it's short printed. Well, what's going to happen to all the other product on Surging Sparks if it's all short printed, right? Then you get what you find. Whether it's sleeve packs, checkout lane blisters, it all goes up. Look at what's going on with Evolving Skies. Look at their 3-pack blisters on Evolving Skies. If Surging Sparks 3-pack blister, if Surging Sparks is indeed short printed, right? Then you grab the 3-pack blisters. Hold those. Look what's going on with the Evolving Skies 3-pack blisters of the Umbreon. It's over $100 for that 3-pack blister. Grab the Zapdos 3-pack blister from Sparks. That's the best one, right? The Zapdos one. Grab that one. Look for the best centered Zapdos promo card in there and hold that one. Or hold both of the promo card 3-pack blisters. If Surging Sparks is going to be that much short printed, hey, and if reality folds, right? If this all sets in where Surging Sparks stays short printed and Pokemon says, you know what, prismatic is the way to go. We print more prismatic. We stay with prismatic. Forget Surging Sparks. We'll just let that ride into the sun and it'll be a short printed set like Team Up. Then astronomical numbers will happen with that. Astronomical numbers will happen, right? Then there may be plays to buy on a secondary market. But hold your cards now. Find out when reprints are going on, guys. I'm finding Surging Sparks. Don't FOMO in. If you missed a booster box, I believe there is still time to get one at a reasonable price. All right? You just got to wait a little bit. But meanwhile, there's Surging Sparks coming up. I'm finding it. I'm finding it. And I have never FOMO'd in. Never FOMO'd into the booster box. Never FOMO'd into any of this drama or the collusion of what other content creators are pumping. Surging Sparks going to 300. Surging Sparks going to 400. Booster box. It's sold out. It's short printed. Well, all the other products are going to be short printed too, right? So you find what you can find and you hold it. I'm not opening up Surging Sparks, right? Because if it indeed is going to be short printed, I'm an investor for the most part. So I don't care if I open up the cards. I rather buy the cards, the singles, while other people are chasing the Pikachus and stuff. Let them put more cards on the market. Guess what? It drives the price down on the cards, and you're able to pick up some of those loose cards for cheap. And that's what I'm doing. I'm capitalizing on some of these cheap cards that are in Surging Sparks that I like, the arts and the illustration rares. Prices are going down because people who are finding it in open market, for the most part, are not like me. They're not an investor that will hold on to the sealed. They're going to crack the packs, try to rip it, and get that opportunity of trying to get that, illustration rare Pikachu because it's a $1,700 card in PSA 10, whereby I don't care. I would buy the card that I want versus trying to crack it out of a pack. And therefore, if Surging Spark is short printed, and if they don't print anymore, Well, just say if I want to open it years down the road, I will have some supply here. So I'm just stocking up right now to see what's going to happen with it. But I'm finding ETBs, I'm finding booster bundles, I'm finding sleeve packs and 3-pack blisters. So I'm not FOMOing out because every restock I've been finding surging sparks. All right, finding the product that is short printed, right? Finding it. So I'm not FOMOing out until I start not finding it. And every restock since it first came out, I found it. So I'm not going to FOMO, guys. I'm not going to play into the FOMO game. I'm not going to play into the hype scene on hyping something up. I'm just going to let the facts run. As you heard it yourself from the video, the guy said there was a meeting with the Pokemon company, his distributor, and the allocation numbers that the distributor disclosed that he had 7,000 Stellar Crown booster boxes, and they only gave him 2,800 surging sparks. Facts are facts. Put those numbers into what everybody else is saying, that surging sparks is short printed, that their numbers, their allocations were shorted, and guess what? The reality of things is that, yes, surging sparks was short printed, but doesn't mean that the product's going to be hard to find, right? So just put your facts to what you already know now, and put together a systematic plan on how you're going to devise your plan to get surging spark products. Get yourself over to Target, Walmart, Dollar Tree, because Dollar Tree now sells $5 booster packs. You can find Twilight Masquerade, you can find Paldea Evolve, you can find, Temporal Forces and Scarlet Violet era packs at Dollar Tree for $5. I mean, I think a lot of these plays that people can make into other products they're being overwhelmed by what somebody's saying on a channel, and you're FOMOing in because you're falling into that being victim of the one that's going to miss the boat on having any product. Guys, sometimes you just got to say, okay, you know what? I'm throwing in the towel for this one. I'm not chasing the gun on this. I'm going to play the waiting game. I'm going to be patient with this. I'm going to see if I can find a product in the store, and if I can, I'll pick up whatever I can find, and I'm just going to be satisfied with that. Sometimes you don't have to fall into what everybody else is chasing, guys. All right? You don't have to fall into the booster box plan. Not everybody in this time and frame in life can afford a booster box that's $270 right out the gate from being pumped up. It was pumped up because it was rumored to be short printed, but you pass the gun to the distributor, you pass the gun to the LGS to raise these prices up because they know it's short printed, and the price has never changed. See, that's one thing you got to keep in the back of your mind, that the price never changed from Pokemon Company to the distributor, from the distributor to the LGSs. The market changed, so therefore the money, smart money, runs the market. All right, I'm just going to point blank say, smart money runs the market. All right, smart money, and now the LGS said, you know what? I can make more money. I ain't got to do pre-orders with this stuff because people are gonna pay $270. They'll pay X amount for this because it's short printed. So hey, people who did pre-orders, guess what? Some of these guys backed down on their word. They did a pre-order, right? And then they took the pre-order back and reissued a refund to these people, and then charged up the price, raised the price on those booster boxes higher, and then put the boxes back out on the site for higher for more money. So, you pass the gun and you give power to the LGSs, the distributors, to play right into the market and charge market prices for this stuff as a consumer, because you allowed it to happen. You allowed it. You played into the whole system, the whole game. And I'm not playing into the game because I'm okay with finding other products outside of a booster box. That as an investor, hey, don't get the booster box, I have other products that I can trade off for that product later on down the road should I want. So, you know, it is what it is, guys. But who's at fault? We all played a part. The content creators, the distributors, and the LGSs. It's not the scalpers, guys. Scalpers are just people out there reselling product. But look who's looking at those scalpers, right? Look who's looking at the scalpers. It's the distributors and the LGSs that look at the scalpers. They say, oh, well, look at what they're getting for these boxes. We can sell them for more in our shop than because they're getting all this money on eBay versus TCG Player. So we'll move and put our product on TCG Player versus selling it to our customers at the shop. You know, oh, we'll raise the money at our shop. We're going with what it's going for on eBay. And then TCG Player, who is owned by eBay, guys, they're owned by eBay, all right, or partnered in with eBay. They're the same entity, all right. They're chased behind one another. So one price may be off, but they're one entity. So you allow these guys to raise the price based on the market because the demand for the product. All right. So they run away with these prices and nothing's changed. Nothing changed from Pokemon Company to the distributor to the LGS. Only the market price changed from what the scalpers are selling it for. The LGSs and distributors see it as more profits that they can make, take advantage of the clients, right, by raising the price. And use the old MSRP as these should be initially at this price right now. But don't use that when it's all been the same, regardless of what the profits are or whatever. Normally, LGSs make 15% per item on booster boxes or whatever, right? So 15% they make on every item. And they've been making profits off the Scarlet Violet boxes. May not be as high as they want, but they're making profits. And they're selling boxes, so they're making profits. They're able to keep the doors open. So it's just a smaller scale on the profit because of the way the market is going, right? Because everybody is looking at the market price and what they can get for stuff. And LGS is saying, well, I can sell this for more now that it's out. Hey, nobody's buying these Scarlet Violet. Nobody's buying these Sword and Shield boxes. Guess what? But the prices are going up. I have X amount that I got for $85. I can charge all of this now. And hey, I just got my Surging Sparks in. I ain't got to charge $110 a box. I never pre-sold them on. So you know what? I can have customers come into my store and they're paying $200 out the gate. So it just gives them more power to charge more for the boxes based on the market price that scalpers. They put this scalper thing in that the scalpers are getting this much profit. Why are you worried about the scalpers are when you're already buying from a wholesaler to get your product? And I don't get it. And then you're going to stores like Walmart and Target and buying from where the consumers go to get it as well. And you bring it to your store to sell. See, I have a problem with that. All right, I have a problem with that, guys. Is I don't have an LGS. I'm a small independent, right? Just like everybody else that goes to your local retail stores to buy product, right? And LGS stores that get from wholesale, right, from a distributor, they get greedy and they still go out to other stores and buy out stores and Costco's and stuff. That's where I have a problem. But in this market, me being an investor, that, you know, I just do what I got to do to make sure that I get what I'm looking for, and I just watch what I'm paying for them. All right, and you know, I've been in this market long enough that I've seen people who have stores buy from retail stores, and I know people who have distributors get cheap product overcharge. So I've seen both sides of the fences, but I don't go or support stores that overcharge from what they get, you know, from when they're dealing with a distributor. You said you have, Chaz says, I have opened up 76 packs of NHL. cards from 1989. Yeah. I just buy the cards I want, and I wait for the prices to come down, and I would go and I buy out a lot of singles, right? There's plays to be made, but you know, I shop a lot on Facebook Marketplace if I'm going to buy like sealed product, and I'll work with Jerry, and we'll figure something out, right? But I use leverage with, like, you know, my older packs and stuff. This is where what I'm doing now is I got older stuff out for other products, you know, 151, you know, like these. I'm not going to Costco looking for these things. I don't even have a Costco membership. So our closest Costco's are Nanuet and Connecticut. But I don't have a Costco membership. I don't have a Sam's Club membership. So to go get these exclusive products for those stores, I'd rather trade out products that I got an ample of that I'm okay with letting go for some of that product that I believe will go up in price. And I'll hold them, you know? And that's the way I'm working now. You know, I don't have to spend any new money into anything. I'm using old money that's already went up in price that I'm leveraging out against trades. That's how I'm operating. And so far, Facebook Marketplace, it's slow, but I'm still making things happen. It's working for me, and it's just because of the way of what I've been doing, right? So, and everybody has their own way they navigate, but that's what I do. But here, you know, the fault is on everyone. Everyone. Content creator, distributor, and LGS. All at fault. All three. And you guys, the little guys, that just trying to start investing, just trying to get a box to open, the all-end consumer, right? Just trying to buy a box, you all pay. You all pay because we're the ones boasting the content. We're the ones residing FOMO or closing FOMO, right? Because you guys see the content and fall say, I better get out there and buy it. And then you overpay. You overpay on stuff. And then, just like the Charizard box, people that paid $300 something on a $120 box, you guys are the ones that fall victim. Now, look what's going to happen with what could happen with Surging Sparks. You guys could go out there, pay $270 plus for these Surging Sparks, or $300 or $350, like Rudy from Alpha Investment saying that this Surging Sparks could go to $300, $350, right? What happens if it goes to that? And then all of a sudden, Pokemart says, oh, well, guys, here's a scenario. Here's a scenario for you. All the Surging Sparks numbers, right? All the distributors that pumped all these numbers in, the LGSs, said, hey, I'll take 300 cases of Surging Sparks. Well, you're only getting 10, little Timmy. And Pokemon allocated small numbers to everyone for Surging Sparks and Prismatic. Let's put both of them together. Prismatic Evolutions and Surging Sparks. So what Pokemon could do and say, hey, remember you ordered 300 cases? Well, out of those 300 cases, we only gave you 20 cases to give for that's it, because remember, Surging Sparks is short printed, right? And we're only giving you 3 Prismatic out of the 30 that you wanted. So you wanted 300 Surgings, we only gave you 20. You wanted 20 Prismatic, but we're only giving you 4. Later on down the road, Pokemon said, you know what? We have orders from all these distributors that had allocation numbers in, and we didn't fulfill all those allocations. Now we're going to fulfill all those allocations. Here's all those Yeah, the distributor is going to contact the other card shop, say, hey, here's your other 280 cases of Surging Sparks. We got them. Either take them, man, or you're not going to get prismatic cases that you want, because Pokemon just gave us these numbers, said, hey, we got them. Now you got to take these. You know, we got to relinquish these boxes out of our hands because we need to free up our capital. But Pokemon just told us, hey, we got these boxes you initially wanted, but we only gave you X amount. Now we're going to fulfill that, go back and print the hell out of Surging Sparks and give all these allocation numbers out. Guess what? The same situation resides with the Charizard box, where all you guys fell victim on that. Fell in there and you paid $300 for these pre-orders and pre-release deals that you made with someone online buying into a pre-order way too high, and then you got shot in the foot when they came down to be $70. You could end up in a point with Surging Spark where you paid $200, $300, $350 a box because it was short printed, and then Pokemon printed the hell out of the set later on and said, hey, here's all that product to the LGSs. Now where's our money? And then we could see fire sailing from the distributors to the LGS's fire sailing this product, causing the prices to just go down on Surging Sparks, and Pikachu goes from $100 to a $50 card. And all the rest of the cards just go because now that product's available. All right? Could do the same thing with prismatic, right? Could very well. High numbers come in, and Pokemon can do the same thing with that. So that's one reason why I don't FOMO in. I don't pay high on stuff, and I don't FOMO in, because I see too many people get hurt. And same scenario could happen with Surging Spark. Regardless that it's as a short printed, doesn't mean that it's out of print. It's not out of print. Still in rotation, guys, and will be for a long time. All right? Surging Spark will be, whether they reprint it at the end of this year or in 2026, if they do a large reprint or fulfill all of those distributors, all those LGS's orders where they wanted all of this product, and distributor's going to say, hey, well, if you want prismatic, I need my $50,000 for these 280 cases you ordered of Surging, where we only gave you 20, you still have 280 that you got to eat. And then, if you don't pay us, we're not going to give you any allocation on prismatic. So you can see a scenario like that happen. It has happened before. Charizard UPC, just to look at that, how that tanked and people got hurt with that. You can get destroyed with Surging Spark. Just saying. So I'm not paying high on that. Right out the gate, it's way too high, and you're doing the same thing with prismatic, which is going to be another specialty set. 9 months, almost a full year of product coming out. 9 months worth of product, right? Going to be pumped out. And then you got collection boxes that are going to have it too. I'm not FOMO into it. I don't care. I'm not chasing the Sunbreon card or any of those other evolutions. I do know that the set is going to do good, but I'm not FOMOing in. I didn't FOMO into 151, and I got a hellified collection of 151 sealed. I got a whole lot of 151. The only product that I'm light on 151 is the poster collection. That's the only product that I am light on. Everything else, I got heavy feed in. Heavy feed in. I'm not worried. So, and did I FOMO in? No. I gradually took my time, guys, with this. I found stuff. I picked it up. I got it at MSRP price. I never paid overpriced for 151 except for this, where Jerry charged me $80 for these. So I did go in $80 on these, but I only got two. One of each set. One of each set of the tins. That's it. But I didn't go heavy in on it. I think because Blooming Waters is coming out. I could take the Blooming Waters set and trade for these Costco boxes. So, but that's not the Blooming Waters Pokemon 151 ain't coming out until February. So there's still time to even like save up money to buy into that and get a Costco or get a, not even a Costco. It's coming out at Sam. It's going to be all over. Walmart, Target, regular LGS is going to have that Blooming Waters box at $60. So I can order some and order even on Walmart.com and get some allocation on that. Find it in Walmarts and Targets for regular MSRP. So, you know, the thing is hold. You got to hold, man. But I'm not FOMOing into anything. I'm not playing victim into any of this. But I will blame fault. Content creators, distributors, and LGS. There are three culprits right there that incite FOMO and the fear of missing out, right? The fear of missing out, right? They're the culprits of this. And I try not to cause or incite FOMO or fear of missing out. And I'm not trying to pump anything. But just share with you guys about investing. All right? So that is my video, guys. Go check out Pokesnip's video. Very smart dude. Been in business at 4 years in with a card shop. Still going. All right? And he gave you insight, guys, on Surging Sparks, that it is short printed. All right? But it's not out of print. All right? That's what you got. There's a difference. It's short printed, but not out of print. And as long as you can get to Target, Walmart, and find some stuff, hold on to it. Just hold on to it. Don't start cracking packs. Buy those single cards. They're there. I mean, you can buy singles and just do fairly good with buying singles right now. Save the packs. You can resell the packs for far more than what you would probably pull. So it's got very, very bad pull rates. So sell the packs. You'll get for that sleeve pack $6, $7 a pack. For your booster bundles, $40. For your ETB, you'll probably get damn near, what, $70. You know, if the box price keeps going up on the booster box, you have ETBs and stuff you can sell and do good if you want to sell it, or just hold it for long term. You got it in at regular MSRP. If you got it at regular MSRP, you're good. I got these all at regular MSRP. Regular MSRP, 50-something dollars I paid for the ETBs and $28 or something for the booster bundles. So, yeah. And if I find more, I'm picking them up. Just going to pick them up. The play is for long term. All right. With that said, guys, I don't mean to draw this out any longer. We've been on here an hour and 12 minutes. I think the point across is the fault is your content creator. Fault is on your distributor and the LGSs. All right? Anybody that pumps and dumps stuff and cites FOMO, your corporates are the three right there. All right? But don't fall victim, man. Don't fall victim. Short printed doesn't mean out of print. Find Surging Sparks. I've been finding it. Will you find prismatic evolutions? Most likely you will. All right, 9 months it's going to be coming out in all different types of product. You're going to find it. If you're going to make any plays for investing, if you can find plays on Facebook Marketplace for fairly a couple dollars over retail or whatever, then pick it up. I mean, if it's only a few dollars over retail, not too far over, then pick it up. But I believe there's going to be deals for you to still find it and get it at MSRP. All right, despite the FOMO. All right, and then this play could very well happen where Surging Sparks dies out because prismatic evolution, there's more demand for that. And what I see is some people get blinded where other things get lost in the sand, in the mix of things going on in the Pokemon world, in the market. Other sets get lost in the sand and forgotten about. And there are deals to be found on those set boxes, booster boxes, and packs. You'll be able to find them because nobody else is trying to buy them because they're so busy on prismatic evolutions that Surging Sparks prices tank. And you could have bought a whole bunch of singles very cheap when they were high before. So there are plays. Definitely going to be plays moving forward and still in sealed. Sealed is king, guys. Keep your products sealed if you find them at MSRP. That's what I got for you guys. Hopefully it helps you guys navigate this market, make some wise decisions, and makes your money work for you. Remember, smart money runs the market. And put your money into smart products, all right? But don't let your money ruin you or pay too high by listening to content creators pumping FOMO, all right? And distributors and LGSs raising the price for new sets way beyond their initial release MSRP price. All right? With that, without further ado, guys, like, comment, subscribe, share, get out there, catch them all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. I'm out.